kind of in the background of that main project, we have this like spinning 3D wheel with this kind of like geometric symbols that kind of like come on. It's definitely not the most exciting part of the design, I think, but there are a couple of really cool tricks that I wanted to point out. First of all, this came about just because I wanted to try out this bevel style. So I'm going to select this 3D wheel, which is basically, we have an ellipse and then a subtracted ellipse. We know how that goes. And so just a very simple shape. And if it's 3D, I think I already did turn it 3D. Let's see if I turned on enable extrude. No, I'll enable extrude here. And I'll take this to 3D. Press the F key so we could see it here. There we go. It's all kind of dark. Let me see if I can't temporarily, well, actually what I'll do is I'll make a dome light, Shift Q, and then add a dome light. And, well, it doesn't need to look good. I'm just going to keep this without an image in it and just take this down. So basically you kind of see what's going on. But I saw this bevel profile in that list and I thought, hey, this is actually a pretty cool idea. So I went to the stroke here and changed the bevel type to engraved. So you can see that we have, straight circle, inside circle, and engraved just really stuck out to me as kind of like a cool idea. And I wondered how that would actually work and could I pull that off? And it actually makes this like really cool lip. I actually love the way that looks, especially for this kind of simple project with some geometry appearing. So that's kind of a cool trick. And then also in this other example, I'm going to take this back to 2D here. I used a random generator to be able to give me some more variation in those shapes. So I'll select my shapes here. Oops, that's not that. Wheel symbols, that's what I want. Wheel symbols. So they're all triangles here. And I want to go to the polygon that's generating this. Also, these are created using something called a path cloner. So there's a regular cloner that you have here as a generator. If I hit Shift Q, then we have a cloner here, but this is a raster cloner, and it's not meant for shape objects. And this path cloner is, note that the cloner in the timeline panel, the generator, is a generator. And then over here, the path cloner is actually a modifier, as you can see by its being orange. So we go over to the path group, go to the modifier, and then we can choose a path cloner here. And so that's how I created those triangles. And I want to go to the polygon that is being cloned around this edge here. And I wanted to feel a little bit more mystical, I guess, where there's like different kinds of symbols, shapes. And so instead of the number of edges being 3, I clicked on the generator icon and created a random, where is it? Random generator. Hey, there we go. Random generator. And I need to set the minimum sides. 0, 1, and 2 don't do anything because it's a polygon. So we'll start at 3 as the minimum. And anything above 6, I think it's kind of hard to tell that it's not a circle. So I wanted to keep it kind of low so they didn't all kind of look like circles. And I'm just going to go ahead and round this to integers because I don't want 3, 3.5, yada, yada. And you'll notice that nothing has really changed so far in my symbols. And that's because of this varying thing. Varying by time means that they change over time. And see, every frame, they are a different shape. And that could be cool in some instances, but not in this one. So I'm going to take varying from time to instance. And here we see some of the brilliance of Autograph because the random generator is like cloner aware. It understands that you might want to randomize things on a cloner and you might want to apply this to instances. And so we have these different instances. Now, I think we have too many hexagons. I mean, we have like 5 out of, what is that, 7? 5 out of 7 as hexagons. So what I can do is here go to my seed and I can fiddle with this until I get some good variation. I think I ended up using 7 because this is, I mean, even that's like 4 hexagon and 3 squares. Like, I want some like randomness. Yeah, there we go. See, now we're cooking. Ooh, and one other important trick here that I haven't been able to show in the other examples. See how these things are growing on, and basically the trim paths are growing one stroke at a time, one shape at a time from the path cloner there. And if I go to the stroke, we'll see that the start end mode is what is causing this behavior. So we really have just one set of keyframes, or just one, like two keyframes on this one property. And that's on the end value. And so it starts and ends, and each one of these grows on sequentially. But if I take start end mode to separate paths, or separate paths, probably, separate paths, it's going to have them all grow on at the same time. So if you want them to all grow on at the same time, use separate paths. And if you choose join paths, then they will grow on one at a time.